Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the self-diagnosed greatest reseller podcast in the world, episode 24 of Reseller Leftovers. It's Joe, Philly Picker, Dan, and the man. I'm Jimmy, Old School Flips. And Dan
What's
was
up,
just
guys?
telling us, you were just telling us about.
Well, so I have two rants right off the bat now.
Oh,
All right,
okay.
I said we should start because I'm listening to like tornado warning sirens,
Yeah,
and I don't know if it's because it's the test at the beginning of the month, or if it's because it's nasty weather out here right now.
yeah.
I just was in it's not a monsoon, but it's sprinkling enough to.
No, it's
Like,
bad.
I know my weight to walking ratio. Like I'm a big guy and I walk slow, so like when it's pouring, I can't run because I might slip because I'm wearing Crocs. And if I fall down, I'm not going to get up. That's happened to me before.
Shoot. I got a text on you right now to turn off the TV because I'm already starting to lag. Sorry, I didn't know your story.
So I can't run. So then I just get soaking wet. And so I went through a drive-thru to get a pop because I'm not going to talk about that right now. But anyway, the sirens are going off. And I was saying, like, it could be, I didn't think my town would be like crazy enough to do. Well, I said dumb enough, right?
Yeah, you
Let's
said dumb
do a test during
a storm.
A crazy storm. I mean,
but I found out like a few weeks ago that they gave us like recycling bins and they gave us trash bins. And then for, I don't know how long, it's been a couple years now, they've not been recycling. So I separate like my trash every week.
Wait, how did you find out they're not recycling? What do you mean they're not recycling?
One day I was pulling my orders and I was coming out of my garage. I have a detached garage. If you're listening to this on audio podcast, I guess if you're watching this too, you wouldn't know.
But it doesn't matter because we're not going to see the garage either.
No, you've seen the garage if you've seen my videos, and it looks like a complete disaster. That's one in it, and it's I call it the dungeon because there's like no lighting in there either.
Above ground dungeon. Gotcha.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of dungeons are dungeons. Are dungeons underground?
I think so.
Oh, well, anyway, I was coming out of there. I pulled my orders, and I'm watching the recycling. They had a truck and everything, and you have a trash. The recycling trash can had a green lid, and I'm watching it pick up my trash and throw it in the trash bin. I'm like, what are they doing? And then I was like, talk to my mom. I'm like, oh yeah, because we got a new mayor this year, and they're like, yeah, I guess they've been not recycling for they lost like their contract. And they haven't been recycling for a few years. And then they used to go around and inspect people's recycling. And if you had stuff in the recycling bin that wasn't recyclable, they would fine you and take your recycling tote from you. So I'm like freaked out all the time. Like, oh my God.
So like you can't throw the pizza box in there, right? Like they're real.
Yeah, that's not. Pizza boxes are not recyclable, right?
Because nothing is recyclable now in my town. So I was telling my mom, like when this happened last week, I just telling her, I'm like, I used to feel like a lot better about myself. Like I don't have much to feel good about. And that was one thing. Like, man, I'm saving this earth for these young people that are coming up. Like, when I was a kid, when you guys are kids too, I mean, how many places you walk around, you see trash everywhere, and
it used to be a thing, like
everything,
litter bugs, and I'm gonna start something, Dan. I'm gonna start something here.
What?
Because what you gave us was a look into like how bad decisions and how dumb things are going within your town. Like they're running siren tests during a tornado. They're not. They're making you separate the recycle, but they're not recycling. I'm thinking, Joe. I'm thinking Dan for mayor.
So I can see that.
No.
I could see it too. Like we could get some. We could get something going. I think we could get you a good following, get you a chance.
No, I don't want to do that.
Comments below, folks. Comments below. Dan for mayor.
I really do think Dan
stickers in the future.
Dan gets passionate.
Yard signs.
Well, I'm not passionate. It's just like I hate
common sense.
Common sense. That's a great.
Yeah.
But like you're wasting your time, like sorting
Absolutely.
all. What else? I could be listing stuff, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I could be listing stuff. Like I don't know. Anyway, so that's one rant. I guess is that the end of the story? I don't know.
But I want to go back to your tornado warning story. Like, what is your plan? Like, what is your plan?
The dungeon.
Well, so I live in I live in a house. It's a ranch style house, and there's literally I don't have a basement or anything.
Okay.
And my bathroom has a window in it too. Like there's literally no place. A lot of times, if you're in a house, you might go to the
interior room, right?
Yeah. The most interior room, but like it's happened a few times here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
And like I can just see you trying to run in your Crocs to get away, find somewhere safe.
No,
and
last
you're
year, I
slipping
think it
around
was
in your
last year.
Crocs.
Last year, I told my mom. I texted my mom and told her I was like, I go, there was a tornado warning. It was bad outside, and I go, I'm gonna go. I don't know what to do, and so I'm like, I'm gonna go out to the garage because it's like no windows in there. And she's like, that's the absolute worst place. I'm like, no, I have to, Mom. It's the only safe place, the only spot with no windows. And she was like freaking out. Then I was in the garage.
You have a fireplace?
Nope, no. There used to be a fireplace in the house, and
Is
then
there still like there's not the brick formation there anymore?
no, my so this house that I live in, my stepfather, he bought it. It was a repo house, and he tore out the fireplace, and then he converted it into.
I was gonna say every time you
closet
see
is
like,
right here. This closet. I don't know if you a lot of it.
your
That
closet
closet
used to
right
be
there?
a fireplace.
On the other side, it was a fireplace.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So that might
So
be a safe. Your
So you
closet
jump in the
might be-
closet. Jump
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
closet. And
If you ever
And-
see like the aftermath of like a hurricane, or you always see the fireplace is still standing. So I would think
stood in
that's
the hallway. I stood in the hallway, and then so when the last time it happened was, I think it was the first time with Dodger, my dog, and I had to put him on a leash because I was like scared to like let him
Yeah.
like if the windows
because
blow out.
he likes to run off. Yeah, we know the stories.
God,
like he
yeah.
likes to take
Yeah.
off, and tornadoes there, and you're chasing Dasher down the street, Dodger down the.
Hey,
I just call him
okay,
Dasher.
hey,
You're
so-
dashing down the street chasing Dodger
Yeah,
in a tornado.
I'd
It's
probably
gonna
let
be
him
like
go.
it's the Wizard of Oz all over again.
That'd be a little that'd be like a messed up.
Dan's version of Wizard of Oz.
Oh god. So that's one rant. My other rant is okay. So I was happy you guys said self-diagnosed at the title, but
Yeah.
now I'm kind of feeling like that's gonna steal my thunder if I have to literally self-diagnose myself with a problem I'm having. So I'm torn if I want you guys to use that or if I have a trademark right to use that.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It might take my thunder. I need another word because I'm not when I say I'm self-diagnosing myself with something, like I'm just saying so you know I'm not crazy. Should I just say I'm not crazy? Like
We could do the self-proclaimed. This isn't as funny.
Whatever.
I don't know. Self-diagnosis. You could still use it, Dan. I
Yeah,
mean, it is
yeah.
your word. I mean, this is like we talked about in previous episodes. This is your podcast. I mean, you
it's
forced us to
100% your
change.
podcast.
You forced us to record at a certain time.
This has been my dream for a long time.
Yeah,
we did everything we could just to get you to claim us, and I don't even know if you've 100% claimed us yet.
I don't know. What do you guys need me to claim you for?
Well, before you used to not claim me, you were part of your own entity. Remember, we were the
because you guys had me like being under a false name that I didn't want to use.
A stolen name at that.
Yeah, stolen valor.
Stolen valor.
I don't know. All right, whatever. We can talk about something else, I guess.
Hey, we're supposed to talk about yard sales because you brought that up at the end of the last.
Oh, but I do want to say I have to before we start talking about yard sales because who knows where that's going to go. I'm glad. Last week I was mad, so we recorded on whatever day, Tuesday. The podcast comes out on Wednesday. Macari had that like huge announcement about like they got rid of seller fees, and I was absolutely livid. That I was like, oh my gosh, of all the days to have this come out, like we could have talked about that on the podcast, right? Like,
yeah.
Right.
And I'm
they
so
changed
glad.
Where are we at with Macari? I don't know. I'm not.
So they got rid of their seller fees and they passed the fees off to the buyers. Probably most people listening to this, they already know this.
Yeah.
This is old news. But I was so mad about it. Like not mad, like crazy mad. It was just like I didn't understand it because then they have this thing where they take returns for any reason.
Yep,
and it's really kind of vague. And when you start seeing stuff on Instagram and things and stuff starts churning in your head. Like, well, that doesn't make any sense. I don't care. And then I saw people like, oh, if you don't sell crap, you won't get returns. And I mean, all that's like, I don't care about returns at all. My biggest fear about returns is that I get people, because I sell mostly clothes and stuff, that people get stuff and it doesn't fit them right, so they return them. And that's fine. It doesn't bother me.
Some kind of negative review would be my biggest concern, right?
Well, yeah, like that, but that's another story for whatever on Macari. But so like some of the stuff, I just kind of take Macari as like, I mean, I have like this love-hate with it. It's okay. It doesn't make me very many sales.
Like
whenever I need something from them, like even for this, so my question was about the return policy. I wanted to understand it. Is like who's paying for the returns? Like it says, like we pay for the shipping. Yeah. We pay for the shipping because I constantly complain about their shipping is like crazy. It's just stupid. but it says we pay for the shipping. And then under like frequently asked questions, I saw a post, and then I found it to make sure. I found it on Macari's site to make sure that it was true, instead of someone just because there's different things in different groups that people were just kind of trolling people about this thing. And it said that Macari pays shipping for orders with prepaid labels. The wording made it sound like if
You had to use
your
their label.
you have to use their prepaid labels, and if
Right.
a buyer opens a return, they'll send it back for free. So that was my biggest fear, is because I ship on my own, because because their shipping labels are so stupid that they don't make any sense. But they make sense if they pay for the returns. Because if they're charging for like a pair of jeans, I mean, it's pretty close. I think 2 pounds in the post office is like 13 something from Macari. So like if they charge, if it really costs like $8, $6, and they're paying for the returns, like they're covered anyway. So anyway, I finally, after trying to find how to talk to someone, because when they contact us, it's everything you click is just asking questions. They try not to talk to you in person. So finally I got to talk to someone. And they
it's the worst.
They said that they pay for the return label, so I'm fine. I had initially, I still have them.
Okay.
So you can use your own. You can ship it the way that you've been
they
shipping.
told me Rain. The guy's name is Rain on Macari.
He told me that, like what it's doing outside right now.
Yeah. I don't know if it's 1 N or 2. He said that if even if I
didn't ask him how he spelled it. It could be R-E-I.
No, I didn't like talk. No, I mean
R-I-G.
No, I talked through text, not like on the phone.
Oh, I got you.
But I take Macari. They don't have different setups like eBay does. Like they don't have like you can't find. It's hard to find your items sometimes.
Yes.
If you're looking for it, they have no SKU system. They have like really, the seller hub's really not very good at all. Whatever they call it, like like all that stuff it's more of like a novice selling platform. It doesn't really take
casual.
Yeah, I guess it's better than novice. But I just kind of took it as that. So I was kind of I don't care about returns, but I was really just didn't understand it. Wanted to make sure I understood it before I made my stuff active. So I inactivated all my listings, and now I have to sit there and go activate them all again. Whatever. So
why? Because the old listings didn't qualify for the.
No, I don't. I mean, that was like, I don't want to get into that, but it was just that I didn't want to sell anything on there because I didn't want people to get it to returns. Because then there's other things that say return for any reasons, but then in their wording it says like they can deny someone to return it. Like that doesn't make. Why are you going to deny
any reason as long as we say so?
For any reason, like it doesn't make any sense. So the returns actually sound better if it's because they have like 3 days. They have that inspection day of 3 days, and then after that, it's like, from what I understood, it's done. So it's still you don't get the return that way is better than eBay because they can't hold on to it for 30 days. But then there's other things. So I don't want to get all that because people already probably heard it, and I don't know enough about it. And neither of you guys sell Macari, so you guys don't give a crap.
I mean, the biggest thing I wanted to talk about about that is, like, do we think a selling platform can survive charging the buyers the fees? Like, is there any fees for the sellers anymore?
Who was it? It might have been an ADH Dave video I listened to. He was like, kind of when you buy, like I bought the stuff from Hybid, like an auction house and stuff. They do buyer premiums and stuff, and people pay it. You don't really think about it.
Yeah.
It's just something that they have to think about, like,
right?
I guess, but people are gonna. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna end up cutting people deals and stuff.
Yeah.
Like
like you're gonna have to. Hey, how can you cover the fee? Like, how many times?
When they offered me before, I'm thinking I'm paying the fees. Now I'm thinking they're paying the fees.
Right.
So I don't sell enough on there to make.
Is there
big of a deal?
Any fee in any way for the sellers now? Like, is there?
Oh yeah, $2 if you cash out $2. If you cash out your money, you have to pay $2.
But who's not going to cash out their money?
Well, they want you to like. Spend the money
I guess they want you to keep it in there and use it.
Yeah,
they want you to use them as a bank.
Yeah, like it will say that you have a balance of.
They've done
$90.
It's been free, and then they have like I think it. I'm not sure if it's still. They charge
$3 to get your money.
Yeah, like $2 fee.
Yeah.
How's that going over?
Oh, I guess. Well, I was just watching yesterday's ADH Dave movie or show.
I'm just
a good point was just like someone, because I don't cash out. I usually cash out around $100 or like $100 is my. So it's like, okay, but I'm not paying any fees. So
Right,
I won't be paying any
that's a
fee. So
factor,
$500, like okay. But he was saying like if someone who's just like a casual seller, like you said,
yeah.
that which
It's like
is
an ATM fee. I get it.
well, no, I mean it's
It's
just
still
that
weird
if they
though.
sell one thing, like I only sell a few
Yeah,
things, but if I only sell one or two
that's
things, and he
that's
said
a
like pay
great. Like,
15
what
bucks.
if you decide to sell one shirt for $15 on there, and now all of a sudden you know, and you weren't going to do anything big. You were just, well, I just want to sell this shirt, and you sold on there, and then you have to pay to get your money another
So
$2.
I sell cards on I have some on there now, but I used to sell cards on a site called Check Out My Cards, comc.com, and they have
Okay,
kind of the same thing. It's a 10% fee to cash out,
that's
and
interesting.
then or so what I would do, which is what they wanted you to do, is spend the store credit. So I would buy cards on there that I could
Right.
get and sell them on eBay.
Oh, that makes sense. Keep your money in there so you'll spend it.
So you'll
You'll
spend it,
shop
right?
and stuff. Yeah. There's
Yeah,
all
and I would
kinds of
buy stuff that
hidden
was better,
agendas
worth
there.
more. So
Or they would just want you to keep it in that you're not taking out you're not taking your money out.
yeah, but
They
like I don't
penalize
trust
you. Like if you
Macari
take
not
your
to
money
lock my
out,
account.
what's that?
Like I wouldn't trust Macari not to lock my account and take all my money.
Right, because
That's kinda
I've
like
heard stories. I've heard
Right.
stories.
You don't want to
Yeah.
leave too much in there, but then you don't want to keep on
Man,
taking it out every
And that's
transaction.
one of the things that was
$2 bucks.
bothering me about this whole thing was if they're gonna if like they have my money, like they hold on to it. It's not like eBay, they put it in your bank account and they can take it out, but it's in
right.
my bank account and they
Right.
have to do like a reverse thing. And then I mean, I
That's
don't know.
interesting because we know someone that they had their money like held from them, right? And so if you decide to leave it there because you don't want to pay the $2 fee, and then you can get your, like if you do something against their or whatever, they'll hold your money. That's very interesting. I don't know. I don't mess with Macari, so I don't have
Yeah.
to worry about it. But it's
I mean,
still,
I was honestly mad last week. It was just because I was just like, oh my gosh, this is. But just think if that happened on eBay, like I would.
yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh, I don't know what I would do.
Yeah.
I mean, I would figure it out.
I mean, we'd roll with the punches, but we'd roll with the punches. I'd have to roll with the punches, but yeah, I would not be.
Yeah, I don't know, Jimmy. You're like breaking up.
Oh man, of course.
So.
Well, yeah. I mean, I keep a balance in there on Macari. I don't do much on Macari anyway, but I keep a balance in there.
Yeah, I've asked you a question on there like a year ago. You still haven't responded.
I did respond to it.
I'm pretty sure you didn't.
Yeah. Well, I hope nothing sells on there because
You hope I don't sell anything on there? Is that what you just said to me?
No, I said I hope I don't sell it.
WrestleMania week. I'm ready to fight, man. It's WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, WrestleMania. Yeah, this is like your Super Bowl, right?
I mean, I'm more of a casual watcher anymore.
Oh no way, man!
I'm really.
Have you been? Are you up to date?
No, I'm not up to date. But I always enjoy watching.
There's some amazing performances going on right now.
All right.
Yeah, supposedly the weather's supposed to be good for it, so I know that was a big thing.
Well, then I got the big eclipse coming through my town. That's the big talk around here.
Oh, you should have run it out your house. You see people.
I'm gonna go. Like we're supposed to have 100%. My town is supposed to be 100% eclipse coverage. There's like people renting out their businesses for people to park there and come and watch it. I'm gonna go live on Instagram. See if you guys want to see 100%. I think. Can I do that? Can I point my phone at the sun?
I'm gonna watch the percentage that I get in live person, not watching through like a phone.
When is that?
That's like a Monday. Is it Monday coming up? Yeah, I think so. I don't remember.
Yeah,
exactly.
Monday. So
yeah,
we can't record next week's episode on Eclipse Day, right?
I'll just wait to see it the next time it comes around. When's that? Another 50 years?
I'll just wait. I'll just wait.
Wait. So you think there's gonna be garage sales this weekend?
Yeah, probably.
I don't think so. I still don't have any popping up. I want there to be, but our weather's still supposed to be like in the 50s. I don't know.
I went to a garage sale on Saturday morning. I woke up early, right? And I recognized the street name, and it was less than a mile from my house. It said, starts at 7:00. No early birds. Or no, it started at 8:00. No early birds, anything like that. So I get there like 7:30. There's nobody there. So I'm like, okay, well, they said no early birds. Maybe people are,
respectful.
What's that?
They're respectful.
They were respectful, right? I'm thinking people are following the rules. This is going to be good. I don't see anybody there. I'm waiting and wait. 8 o'clock comes around. The garage door doesn't open. Nothing.
Oh no.
It was the
passed
wrong.
away
It
inside.
was the wrong town. It was the next town over. Actually, not the
Oh.
next town over. It was like 45 minutes away.
It was like another state.
Yeah. So I was the first. I was the first one at the
Joe's
garage
over there like,
sale
I'm gonna get dibs.
right.
I got first pick.
At the wrong address. So
Oh no.
I ended up going to the flea market instead.
Yeah, I'm still like I'm just wondering when they start out here. Like I check I'm checking my Facebook, checking the maps every week. Nothing's popping up yet. So I just keep telling myself I got here in the middle of May last year and there were sales everywhere then. So if nothing else, just over a month away from sales. I just don't know when they're really going to start up over here in the middle, the right smack dab in the middle of Ohio. I don't know.
My community's having a sale on May 4th. I think it's the first Saturday in May.
Are you going to do it?
I'm going to do it, yeah.
That's the same weekend as the 100 Mile in Virginia.
Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to set up, sell some stuff, and see. I did pretty good last time when we moved.
You're going to have a sale.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell at it. I'll probably go out too, but I'll set up here and then I'll probably go out early in the morning. But at last yard sale that we did here, we moved in here in July, and I think it was in September maybe they had it, and I did pretty well. I think it was.
Do you do the no early bird thing? Like, do you get all like do you like say no early birds and then actually like enforce it?
No, because people were waiting outside of the house before I even put tables out. I think it started at 8 o'clock. I got up around 6 and started putting some stuff out and things like that. And there was people already waiting out front. Yeah. So
pretty common in the bigger cities for sure. I mean, I remember that kind of thing in Denver, especially if the pictures are good. Oof.
Yeah.
Dan, you checking for sales? Nothing popping up in your area?
Yeah, there wasn't. I checked last weekend. There was nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
No.
How about the state sales, Dan? You ever any luck at them?
I mean, I've driven by plenty of them. Yeah. There's this one company. They always have the sign up estate sale, and I drive by to just check it out and see what it looks like from the outside.
I always seem to do pretty good at like estate sales. I don't know. I guess it would be like a bottom feeder. I look at the stuff that's not in the pictures because that's what people are there for.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You put video games on there. You put like nice figurines and glass and all that other stuff. That's what people are there for. They're waiting online.
The Pyrex is always on display in the pictures. Yeah.
So I kind of just go off and try to find my, dig through something, and just feed off the bottom stuff. And usually, if it's not priced, whatever the estate sale will usually. You have a pile of stuff and nothing's marked with a price. They usually give you a decent price.
I imagine you got a lot of companies in your area that have estate. There's a lot of
there's a lot of estate sales, yeah. And then a lot of those estate sales will have like, I guess the stuff that they buy after the estate sale or stuff that doesn't sell. Like they have their own facility and like their own warehouse. They do like a warehouse sale. I never go to them because you're not getting anything at a decent price. So I usually find like the Walkmans and the remotes and the stuff that like they don't think that anything fan remotes I usually pick up there and like I said Walkmans. There's a couple other different things that like nobody pays attention to. The micro recorders, those recorders that use those little tapes. Nobody pays attention to them. I usually pick them up and sell them for decent money.
Well, in this episode of Jimmy Gives Out Terrible Advice, I'm going to give out some advice again.
Let's hear it.
That's what we're calling these episodes. If you're gonna start going to estate sales and you're like in a bigger city, my advice would be to like get like make a cheat sheet, and you're gonna have to go to some sales that the price is gonna be terrible, and you're probably gonna have to go to these same sales like a second day and a third day, and you just want to get an idea of how the companies are priced.
His advice.
Huh?
You froze during your terrible advice.
Of course I did. Let me know when I'm back.
You're back.
All right, so. Keep a cheat sheet, go to these sales, get an idea of how they price them, how they price stuff, and then go to their second day and then go to their discounted day and just get an idea of like if they actually have decent prices. If they price stuff high, do they still miss on some of the bottom feeder stuff that Joe's talking about? Just get an idea of how this company works, right? Like if they price every single thing too high, and then you can now know that company isn't worth going to on the first day. They're only worth going to on the 50% off day. So you're on your cheat sheet, you're like writing the company's name down and just some notes, like everything priced high, like they don't miss anything. But on the 50% off day, you can make some money. This company prices stuff high, but they miss on the bottom feeder type stuff or the stuff they don't know. So that way, when those sales start popping up and you can see the company name, you can check your notes and be like, because in big cities, there's a lot of companies, and to have notes on these companies and giving yourself an idea, like if you have to drive 45 minutes to the company that you know prices everything high, well, don't waste your time going till the 50% off day. Anyways, that's my terrible advice.
Yeah, I kind of do the same thing, but it takes some time to do that because you have to go and check it out. And there are some estates sale companies. Once I see their name, I won't go to. It's not even worth going to even on the last day because they're the ones that have the warehouse that they bring a lot of the stuff back to, and then they sell it there themselves.
Dan, I think you should. That's the kind of when you see those sales, you should just jump in and do a little research. Nothing else.
I mean, I would call instead of calling it bottom feeder stuff. That sounds rude. I would call it the leftovers.
Oh,
give ourselves a little plug, and then I would infiltrate the estate company, get a job with them, make friends with them, take over, and then I would just hide all the good stuff, and then I would price it 75% off for me.
Oh, hide it. Okay.
That's what I would do.
So you would go in the rooms that have the blue tape on the door, or it's that's off limits. You would be the rule breaker.
Employees only, and I'm an employee, so
and you're the employee. Yeah, that's interesting. I've always wondered.
Hey, Nikki, why don't you take an early lunch? I'll take over from here.
I'll take over from here. Go ahead, everybody, go on lunch. I got the whole place to myself. I got this.
And then lock everybody out. And
then I got the cameras, guys.
Free pickings. And then everything's a leftover now.
Wow, I see what you're doing.
I don't know.
Man.
I don't know if I'm ready to go to estate. I mean, I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna go to two. Well, I'm not gonna try. I'm gonna say I can't say I'm gonna try to go to garage sales. I'm gonna go into garage sales. I'm getting hyped up every day. I look in the mirror. I'm like, I'm going to garage sales this year. Going to garage sales.
Well, until they have the garage sales, maybe an estate sale will be like your warm up fight.
No, the bins,
like your spar.
I was thinking. I went to the bins yesterday, and I'm thinking I might just go to the bins. I might try to just source from the bins this month. I might skip the half off sale from Goodwill this month.
Goodwill. You seem to spend a lot on that day.
Oh yeah,
so then you're finding good stuff.
I mean, yeah, you got to spend money to make money, Jimmy.
I know, but I'm saying I know you're right, but
I mean, like I spent $400.
The fact that you're spending a lot of money means you're finding at half price, you're finding a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, the last one I spent $427 on 83 items. It was my buy cost is $515 for that sale. Like it's I mean, if I'm $5 to $7, I'm okay. I'm okay with that. Like,
yeah,
I've been keeping track of like what's
I'd be concerned if you were spending that much and it wasn't good stuff. But if you're finding good stuff,
I mean, it's not all going to be good stuff either. But I'm buying it with the feel that it's good stuff, and
yeah,
I think it's good stuff. It's just kind of, I don't know. Like, I'm not happy when I buy something, spend $5 and sell it for $15. But like at the moment, I don't think it's worth that. Or it depends. I've given it a buy cost just for sake of my peace of mind. But it might have only been $3 or $5 there. Then I'm getting half off, so I'm really turning 2 into 15. So I'll take that. But like it does suck when you spend. So if it's a week where I have to pay myself. So I spend $400 at the thrift store, then I have to pay my bills. Like that's a huge chunk of money coming out, and I hate that. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to.
Yeah, it takes time to reach. Because then if you're doing average cost per item, you also need to look at your average sold cost on those items to get an act. But that could literally be a year from now before you sell everything, right? Like, so you won't have that number for a long time.
Yeah,
I got you.
And then some of that stuff I sold in my Whatnot show last week, and Wednesday when this came out, I did like $129 for my sale, and most of it was from that stuff. A lot of stuff I priced at $5 and it sold for like I didn't make much money on. I mean,
I got you.
Right.
Like, I mean, it's whatever.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. I mean,
so I was thinking about
maybe you do need to take a break and go to the bins. I like that idea.
Well, I'm not gonna say for sure, but if I'm finding stuff at the bins, like I came home yesterday, and I'm like, if I go to the bins every day or every other day or something, and just pick items, I come home and I list them, then I go. Like yesterday, I spent $59 on. I bought a bunch. I had a whole 2 IKEA bags full of shoes, and I have a few pairs of shoes in there are gonna make my money back, and then everything else
I
is.
can just see you becoming a member of the Van Buren Boys. I'm telling you, like you could become the leader of the Van Buren Boys.
I don't know. I don't want to be a leader. Why are you mayor leader? Like,
I'm just trying. I don't know.
I gotta be. I mean,
you have good ideas. Like you have.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna fix the recycling problem in your town.
I'm not gonna fix that. I do feel like a piece of junk that I don't recycle anymore. When I take like a 2 liter of pop and throw it into the trash can now, I'm like, ugh. I was like wasting time rinsing it out, shaking it up, pouring it out, and then like, you know what I'm saying? Like such a waste of time. I could have listed 3 things.
Yeah, you could have listed 3 things. So shake it up, shake.
That's a Taylor Swift song.
Yeah.
Shake it up.
Are you a Swiftie, Dan?
I don't mind Taylor Swift because so I listen. We talked about, was it last week? I like country music, and I
got a lot of heat for that.
I got introduced to Taylor Swift through country music. She started off as a country singer. Her Tim McGraw song was like one of my favorite songs.
Oh yeah, when you think Tim McGraw,
yeah,
my favorite country song or something like that.
Yeah, Tim McGraw is great, and so I got it.
I loved him in that show. What was that show he was in?
Varsity Blues, right?
Huh?
Not Varsity Blues.
No, I'm talking about the Western. He did like a prequel to Yellowstone.
Oh,
have you guys seen that?
No. Really good. What was the show he was on though? He played a dad for football. They have a show and
he's also in one of the 4 Christmases too. He's in that, isn't he?
Is he?
He's one of the brothers. Isn't he? Yeah, he's one of the brothers in 4 Christmases. One of my favorite country performances in a movie is Dwight Yoakam in Sling Blade.
Really?
Oh yeah, he's so and then when he gets his head cracked open, some people call it a Kaiser blade. You never seen Sling Blade?
I didn't.
Is that with Billy Bob Thornton?
Yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah,
I like French fried taters.
I was half listening to you because I was looking up. I need to know that movie right now. With
I know the
There's a show and there was it's Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night
Lights. Yeah. I found it without looking it up either. I swear. Yeah. I googled Tim McGraw and then I thought of it. Friday Night Lights.
All right.
Anyway,
he's another one of those musicians. He's more of an actor. I think of him more of an actor now than a musician.
Tim McGraw?
Yeah, I mean he's done some good stuff. Acting. He's really good in that Western one. It's like 1849 or 1879. It's like a prequel to Yellowstone.
Wasn't his dad a Phillies pitcher?
Yeah,
Tug McGraw.
Was it?
Yeah, Tug McGraw.
Shut up.
Tug McGraw. But didn't his dad desert him too?
Oh, I don't know. Did they?
No, you don't know the whole story, Philly.
You think Tug McGraw?
No. I think that's.
Are you making that up? I mean,
I'm pretty. Oh man, we're supposed to be a reselling podcast. That's why we're called the Reseller Leftovers. Wait, this is a wrestler. I don't know. Tug McGraw.
I've never even heard of him.
You've never heard of Tug McGraw?
No.
Okay.
I've heard of Quick Draw McGraw. Good old cartoon back in the day. Quick Draw McGraw.
That was your nickname in high school. Yeah,
that was my unfortunate nickname back in high school.
McGraw did not acknowledge Tim as his son until Tim was 17 years old. Right when he became a rising country star. Oh, that's my son.
That's my son. Good old Tim.
Well,
that's terrible.
Joe? That's who you root for.
Well, I mean, he was probably running around. I mean, he was.
Yeah, he said he had a brief relationship with Tim's mom.
See,
we're getting the dirt on Tug McGraw.
I know.
No, we should change this to No, we can't start changing it now. No, so now we're going to change the whole.
We're not changing it.
Format of the show, not the name. We'll change the format.
Alive?
Huh?
Is Tug still alive?
No, he passed away.
Man, that's terrible. Tug Quick Draw McGraw.
2004, he passed away.
Yeah.
Oh, we're talking bad about it. Man, that's long.
You're
20
talking
years
bad
ago.
about him. I don't have anything against the guy. I just was saying he deserted his son.
Hey,
And it's
he
Joe's favorite player.
Philly of all time.
Well, I mean, do we know the whole backstory? Maybe he didn't know. Maybe he didn't know that he was born.
Oh, if you have a child, you know, right? You have a child, you know.
I mean, it's this guy. This guy's out there. I mean, he's an athlete. He's
Wait,
probably partying.
Just stepping out all
Well,
over.
just won the World Series, and he's like, "Let's have a."
They did not win the World Series, did they? In like the 70s,
won some
80s, 1980. When was
Oh, he
Dykstra.
pitched with the Phillies from 75 to 84. Did
John
they win a World Series?
Yeah, in 1980. When was Tim?
Oh, now you know everything about Doug McGraw.
When was he born? I'm just asking when Tim's born.
Yeah, we could literally put the 9 months. If he was born 9 months after that World Series,
you know what happened.
Then you know what happened. Yeah, like we could literally do Tim McGraw's family tree right here. Like we're just gonna put this together all right here.
Apparently, that's what we're
He
doing.
was born 1967.
Oh
wow!
He wasn't even with the Phillies yet.
No,
so don't blame it on the Phillies. So 67, and then what's 17 years
Tim
later?
McGraw's that old? He's pretty old.
Tim McGraw, 56 years old.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So do the math real quick. So he was born in what, 67, and then he was his
84.
dad acknowledged
1984.
Okay.
Did you? Oh, are you checking my math?
No, I don't.
No, I'm not checking your math. I'm just saying. I'm trying to figure out how this all. His dad wins the World Series, and
84.
Here comes along little Timmy.
Yeah.
Timmy just wanted to. My dad's is a World Series champion. Like, I don't have a son. My name's Doug.
I don't have a son. Get out of here. I don't know you, kid.
Yeah, whatever.
That's a pretty awesome Tug. I like that name, Tug. Right?
You're a pitcher, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Isn't one of your sons named Tug? That's your favorite baseball player?
Did you name your son after your favorite?
No, but I do tell my daughter Riley that she was named after Bryce Harper because it's Riley Harper. So and now she goes along with that.
Oh, it's just yeah. She doesn't know.
But she's a huge fan.
You guys had him, right?
Yeah.
Was he even on the team when she was born?
No, she was born in 18. He came 19? He was there in 19.
Oh, that's good.
So you were a Nationals fan back then.
Yeah, so I still tell her that, so she goes along with it. So
that's cute.
Oh, you guys are making fun of Tug McGraw. He died of a brain tumor, you jerk.
Sorry.
Was it self-diagnosed or was it really?
His real name was Frank.
Frank Tug McGraw.
Frank Edwin.
What makes you
McGraw.
decide? I wonder, how does it say how he got his nickname? Like, there has to be a story behind.
Yeah, he was tugging on kids' hearts by not letting them be there.
He has country star kids across the country. He's got all these famous kids.
Tug, I'm not making fun of you, man. I'm not making.
Can't hear
you. Maybe you can. Right. I have enough bad karma. I don't need Tug.
Well, you're back. How was your karma this weekend? Did you have good sales?
I had pretty decent sales this weekend, so
go easy on old Tug.
Yeah.
We don't. I mean, the Phillies are off to a bad start. That might be the curse of Tug McGraw.
I don't want to get into that too. I mean, of course, I go to the game yesterday and they end up losing 10th inning grand slam. Just my luck. And
then, you had some traffic issues out there in Philadelphia. You were telling me about.
Yeah, I-95. If you're familiar with Philadelphia, I-95 is a major highway. Probably a major highway in any city that I-95 goes through. It's going to be closed the next couple of days. Some truck hit a bridge, and
bridge and stuff.
This is the luck I have. So we're at the Phillies game, and they're shutting down 95 at 10 p.m. So I'm thinking, the game's going to be over before that. Everything's going to be fine. We're going to get out of there. Not only did the Phillies play last night, the Flyers also played. And, of course, they played the Islanders, which is a rivalry. And we had New York fans come down, of course.
Oh, the New York fans come down. Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm like, 10 o'clock, we're going to be out of here by then and get on 95, and we'll be home. Tie game in the 9th inning. It goes into the 10th inning. Not only did the Phillies go into extra innings, the Flyers went into overtime. Phillies ended up losing in extra innings. Flyers ended up losing in overtime, and both games got over at the exact same time, with 95 being closed.
And they're the stadiums are right across the street from each other.
Right across the street from it. You can, they share parking lots. I mean, they're, if you park for a Phillies
bunch
game,
of angry Philadelphia fans just sitting in the parking lot.
Pretty much, and 95 being closed at this point. So it took us probably about an hour and a half to get home, where it literally takes about 40 minutes, if that. So it was just one of those. Yeah, so it was an awful experience. So I'm 0 for 1 on the season. I'm going to another game next week or 2 weeks from now. So hopefully Phillies turn it around. At least my record. I had a losing record last year too. So
how were your sales, Dan?
I had a good weekend. I didn't sell anything yesterday. I sold a couple things yesterday that no one's paid yet.
Oh.
How many did you sell over the weekend though? Because you had 17 last weekend, right?
Yeah. 14 on eBay. And I actually sold something on Whatnot that I didn't even know I had it listed on Whatnot.
Oh, like on the Buy It Now?
Yeah, Buy It Now I sold on there. After fees on everything, I think I get my money back for it. I tried my hand at when I got into reselling. I tried my hand at retail arbitrage, and I bought these wrestling figures off of Target for retail arbitrage like last year.
Yeah,
and they've sat forever, and I've sold a few to lose money on Whatnot with them in like an auction, thinking like, oh yeah, people are gonna love these, and then they don't sell for anything. Yep. But I had them listed in my Whatnot store. I don't know where. I thought I took them down, but they bought it for. It was a Shawn Michaels wrestler. $15. So after fees, it was,
brand new NIB.
Yeah, brand new. Yeah. After fees, it was 12. I got like $12 and some cents, and I paid like $12 for it.
Was that the Heartbreak Kid? Is that Shawn Michaels?
Yeah. The Heartbreak Kid.
Was that Dan's nickname?
No.
In high school?
The Heartbreak Kid?
My nickname in high school was Fester.
Did you have a shaved head? Is that why?
So I told you guys last week. I
well, we had some
shaved my head and then I dyed my hair blonde. And so so like during the summer and stuff, it almost looked like I was bald. So they called me. So I played soccer in high school, and my brother played soccer in high school also. Both my brothers, but my older brother, him and I were. He was when I was a freshman, he was a sophomore. We both were playing, and so like he went by our last name, and then there's like I don't know. No one calls anybody by their name when you're in high school like that. They call you by your last name,
right?
So I couldn't go by that. So they decided to call me Fester. They called me.
Is it an Uncle Fester reference? Is that what?
Yeah. Because when I shaved my head and I dyed my hair blonde, it gave off the vibes of I was like
telling you, if this podcast makes it to October, I love doing that to Dan. Dan's like, "What do you mean? What makes it?" When we get to October and we're all gonna do a Halloween episode, Dan, Uncle Fester, you have to.
I don't have to.
I feel like you have to now.
No, I have to because you have some idea that's like 6 months away.
Well, Dan, we did have some requests to see some high school photos in the comments last week.
Listen, I didn't have
the comments last week. I'm not saying we.
I didn't bring any this week. Maybe if I eventually remember, I want to.
We've been getting some really good comments, and
this last week has been. That was the one thing that made it nice when I got when I took a break from Whatnot. It was I just did I felt like I was up to date on things. Now that I've decided to take on Whatnot again, I feel like I'm drowning all the time because I'm always trying to. Now this isn't complaining because I like doing it. I like doing it. I feel like all I do is work though. Like I'm constantly trying to find stuff to list on eBay, keep up with that, and then I have to do my cross listing, and then I have to do my get ready for my Whatnot shows. And I did 2 shows. Like I was doing one show for the last few weeks, and then I decided to try 2 shows, and then that kind of took on. It was like way too much work for me, and then on top of I haven't been doing my cross listing, and then I was like, I was gonna make a video for my YouTube channel that I've neglected. But like then I'm like sitting here, I'm like, I don't have any time to do my video. Like I just don't I don't have any time. And then now this week I was like, I'm gonna do I was gonna do 2 shows and then I decided just to do one because it's too much. I can't keep up with everything. And then a few weeks ago when I felt like I had everything in order constantly, I ended up signing up for on the district and the one-stop shop with Tim.
Yeah.
And the reseller information network, because I felt like, okay, because Tim had mentioned it like you guys signed up. I don't know if you guys.
Yeah, it was right here in the comments. He said, where did he say it? He commented.
Yeah, he said like some kind of raid train with reseller.
Jimmy and Dan, it's about time for a leftovers and RIN raid train on the one-stop shop.
Yeah.
Tim,
so like, I felt like I was up to date on it. Tim and he like said something a few times to me about selling on there, and I just didn't think I had the right stuff. So anyway, fast forward, I was fine. I felt like I was like in a spot where I'm like, yeah, I can try to juggle all this stuff, and it was just, at least I took the time to do the application, and then once I got approved, like Tim approved me like super fast, and I just haven't got my stuff together to even like list anything over there yet. Like
I want to do it. We need to do it though, Dan. I still got to set up my payment information, so I'm not doing any better than you. I'm on there, but I got to set up my payment information. I just don't know what, like, if you guys are gonna do sports stuff, like, I don't know. I could do sports hats. I don't know.
Well, I haven't even had a chance to think about it. To like what I had some stuff. I have a few cards. Like I got really into watching Tim's cards, his card channel. So
I'm not a card guy, but I love watching cards.
I love looking at cards.
Especially watching breaks, man.
So then I was like, I like looking at the cards. But I was like, so then I start thinking about like, because reselling was like my side hustle before, and it was like my relaxation thing. Now I don't have that. Like, what am I? And then 2 years ago, I was like, I've been in and out of cards. Like with reselling, I was into cards. I got out of reselling, and I was into cards, and then I was reselling cards to do my not to make money at reselling, but just to
like fun,
get money back for my cards, make some money,
pay for your thing.
Yeah, to pay for my hobby.
Yeah, it's kind of like I said with these toys. It's a good way to get a collection and not pay a lot for it, right? Or even make money.
Yeah, and I've heard other people, Keith, vintage sports flips. That's how he said he got into reselling, and so it kind of goes. But I was like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. I don't know how Tim does keeps up with all the cards he has on all this stuff, on all this as regular stuff, all the vintage stuff, all that glass stuff. I have no idea.
I'm telling you, he does so much social, and all the social media he does. Oh my gosh,
man,
he's everywhere. Yeah,
I don't know how he does.
He doesn't have enough time in the day. He's like he figured out time travel or something.
Yeah, I don't know. But speaking of Keith, Vintage Sports Flip, a couple weeks ago, when Dan forced us to change the name to the Leftovers, we talked about leftovers, and he put it in the comments about trying to heat up your pizza or heating your pizza up on the grill. Well, I tried it, Keith, and I'm a huge fan. That's the only way I'll eat it now.
Now, do you take it outside to the barbecue grill?
Yeah.
Out there in the cold and everything, like
put it right on there, or whatever, heat it up.
Actually, don't have a grill right now.
It's amazing.
We sold the one that we had in Colorado, and I haven't replaced it yet. I'm supposed to replace it this summer at a yard sale. Hopefully, we'll see.
I picked up a nice Weber gas grill that I have, propane gas grill on. It was either a Facebook Marketplace. I picked it up. Somebody was moving.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Do a charcoal. Get a charcoal grill.
It's too much work to clean up everything else.
Oh God, man!
That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it.
To do it, but
it's too much.
That's the way I do it.
Really,
I haven't grilled in a while, but that was my other hobby. Was cooking and grilling.
Ooh. And were you like a slow cooking smoker too?
Yeah, I do, but I have an electric smoker.
Like
I'm gonna
Traeger?
bust that out. No, it's a master built 30-inch. I'm gonna bust that out for either Mother's Day or Memorial Day. I'm gonna smoke I'm
on my way.
I'm gonna smoke a pork butt.
Pork butt. You're gonna make some pulled pork sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever done a brisket? I love brisket.
I've not done a brisket yet. I've done I did pork butt a lot, chicken thighs.
Yeah.
I've burgers, like Italian sausages, shrimp. I did shrimp.
Internet is gonna be the death of me, guys. So here's a comment I wanted because I want to ask Joe about this real quick.
Okay.
Pastime Picks podcast.
That's
Hilarious as usual, gentlemen. I can't wait to hear Joe's repeat shipping to the same buyer for those shoes. Is there an update on those shoes? That person that bought the same shoes from you?
There's not. They were delivered.
Oh, they were delivered.
They were delivered.
When were they delivered?
They were delivered on Friday. So we are what? What's today?
Today's
They
Tuesday.
fit this time, huh?
Tuesday. So I'm assuming they fit. I did not get a feedback. I mean, they did not leave a feedback, so I'm not sure.
Why don't you ask them?
No, I don't want to know. I don't want.
Maybe they tried them on with like
wool different socks.
Yeah,
sorry,
wool socks.
Wool. Yeah, it was cold out.
Or they forgot that they were wearing 2 pairs of socks.
Oh, they forgot. Well, they went to Arizona. So what's the weather like in Arizona? I'm assuming
80,
hot.
Yeah.
So maybe they're wearing it with no socks now.
It's interesting.
You think?
I don't know. Yep. No feedback left yet. So
even Cameron Gravity Goods. I'm doing some comments here. Oh no, Joe, that lady is definitely gonna want to send those shoes back. I hope I'm wrong though. Cameron, you might be wrong. That's been a couple days. So.
Oh, this is clearly jinxing me. She's probably going to return them today as soon as we finish this recording. So
yeah, as soon as this episode is over, Joe's gonna get that notification noise and they'll. But yeah, we just thank you again for all the comments. The comments have been amazing. We sometimes get caught up in our stories and talking too much, especially me. And we definitely want to recognize you guys and all the great comments and keep them coming. We love it.
That's nice, Jimmy. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm nice.
Well, no, I mean that I felt we didn't mention anything last week. We just we're still learning, right?
We're still learning. Yeah, don't hate us, folks. I'm trying to be more likable. Like since I don't like George Strait.
Stop saying you're trying to be more likable.
Huh?
Just be more likable.
I'm trying. I'm working on it.
But don't tell people you're trying to be more likable.
Sorry.
Is there likability? I'm going to Google likability test. There's got to be one. Right?
People are going to be like, yeah, okay, I don't really like them, but. Yeah, I was thinking that too. I was like, we got done recording. I'm like, we did not we had so many comments and we did not mention there's always the other podcast. They always one person's always on the comments and stuff.
Yeah,
I've screenshotted some last week. We start rambling, or I start rambling.
We're all bad about it. We got to get better. But Joe was part of this. He sparked my memory because he said something about a comment. I was like, oh yeah, I need to.
I was sitting here. Did you guys see me? I wasn't even paying attention half the time you were talking anything because I was like, oh yeah, we got to remember to comment. So I was checking like reviews on the other podcasts. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, look for the hot air balloon. So I don't know how to fix that.
Look for the paraglider.
I don't know how to fix it. And then Mike from the January House, he listens to us on iHeartRadio, and there was like some productively dressed. Is that the right word? Provocatively. Some girl dressed up like kind of not like she's
risque?
Going to dinner with her parents. She was risque. That's a better word. And he's like, what is the deal with this? And it was just some kind of glitch. So we're back to being that, whatever. But
that's if anybody knows how to change the logo on Apple, let us know. Like, I mean, we're just over there. We're just a hot air balloon.
But I don't know how to change the pixels. Like, I don't know how to do it. Like,
yeah. So, I could do that. You let me know. Oh, the pixels. I don't know.
It's something like it's on the. I don't know, but I don't.
Well, maybe I'll.
We had, and then last week
the size. I'll try to make
the week before we had so many. We got a few shout outs from ADH Dave, Kevin, Commonwealth Picker, like shooting us.
Yeah. I was just in Dave's.
We don't mention anything about that. We appreciate that.
Man, by the way, Dave's Whatnot last night, I was there, and he mentioned that he had just watched like episode 16. Thanks, Dave. We appreciate it. You got to go back and watch the one where we talked about you. We talked about you when that guy stole your cart and you ran him down. We talked about you back then too.
Did we?
Yeah, remember when
he put the video out?
Someone stole his wagon at a flea market.
At the flea market.
Man, so I've been doing a little bit of Whatnot. I'm watching a lot more and just trying to learn some techniques that people are doing. Dave's Whatnot last night when he said he had a Red Bull in the morning and then he was drinking a Prime drink. He was like on super mode, like he was just like spinning. And it was like he was just, and Brandon from CVA was with him, and Brandon's just like, I can't even keep up. Like I don't even know anymore. And like Dave is just like, and he has like these puppets up and stuff. And he's like pretending like they're Kevin and stuff, and just going nuts. I think he put it on his Instagram. Go check out his Instagram story, guys.
Oh, it's getting
Like,
too late. The story will be gone.
It'll be gone. Dang it. Well, you guys can go.
No,
check
it was last night, right?
Maybe I should play it right
Yeah,
now.
but we
I'm gonna
can.
put-
Oh yeah.
The listeners can't. Unless it's
see if I
getting
can-
secretly broadcasted live.
It is. No, I'm gonna go to his story right now. Though, let's see if I can go there. Dang it.
Well, I was so how did you? Oh, you can't.
This is 1997. He's wearing
You guys
little
hear
jammies, and he's like, "Did you ship everything? It's me, Kevin. And what was afraid you're working right now?
What the heck?
Choke something.
He was just
I cut out part of it. But I'll go watch it
out of
later.
control, crazy. as that.
You're like freezing up again. It like cut out for me part of it. I'll have to go watch it.
You guys, I don't know.
remember. before it
Spectrum
goes
is
away.
supposed to come and look at our internet. I think they said they're going to, so I don't even know.
Yeah, something's
anymore.
wrong with the timing because I feel like you don't hear us talking, and then it's like talking. You're talking. We're all
There's
talking
like a
at the same
lag
time.
or something. Yeah.
There's like some
That
kind of
happened
lag.
before on my old podcast. Like there was a delay.
Which one?
Yeah.
I'm not saying the name. That's a very sensitive subject right now. For me.
Oh, is it really?
Oh yeah, especially likability scale will definitely go down. If we,
Oh man, we might be. Are we gonna spill the tea? And you guys can explain to me what that means. Like spill the tea.
spill the teeth.
Tea.
T.
People always say spill
What does
the
that
tea.
mean?
Yeah, I don't. Joe probably knows because
Spill the
kids
tea. Is
probably
that like
say it,
one of these
right?
new young?
Spill the
folks?
your
tea.
kids. Oh, Jimmy, your kids are old enough to.
I've
spill
never
tea,
heard
right?
of spill the tea.
It's
Like
you
T
spill all the news or
E A, like the
something.
drink.
Like they talk about it on like Vanderpump Rules and stuff. You watch
Oh, what's
Vanderpump?
that?
Vanderpump
Jim,
Rules.
Jimmy's
You wanna
not watching
waste
Vanderpump.
3
Rules.
weeks of your life.
I watch wrestling and baseball.
Uh,
I don't.
well,
what's-
mix in 90 Day Fiance for Dan.
No, 90 Day Fiance is so much. There's a lot of shows that I waste time with. 90 Day Fiance is just like that one's too much for me.
I did watch that one that Dan told me about. What was that one where there was like the
Traders?
Traders? Yeah, I watched both seasons. That was good.
That was good, right?
Season 1 was way better though.
Which one? What is this?
It's
Oh, Traders is a game. It's like a game show.
It's on
It has reality
Peacock.
stars. It has Kate from Below Deck. Have you ever watched Below Deck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
It has
Below
people
Deck.
from Survivor and stuff, and they're traders. It's like you have to. They do sabotages. I don't know, stuff like that. Like
It's good.
they
It's
kill.
good.
It's like a murder mystery. That's what it is. Murder mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
like
pretty good.
Murder
I-
mystery dinner. Yeah,
I was.
Did you ever go to one of them murder mystery dinners?
I have a couple. My sister
Yeah.
used to have them every year.
Yeah. I went to one that was pretty decent.
I'm quite the actor. If I do say
Huh?
so. I'm quite the actor at those. I put on quite the
Oh
performance.
no, I never did one where we acted it. I went and saw like.
Like one where no, I've actually like been part of one, and like I got I got the packet that told me about my character, and I had to read about myself.
So were you the murderer, or did
I've
you
never
get-
been a murderer or murdered,
Ah,
but I've put on some good acting skills.
okay.
Pretty fun stuff. Jessica, thank you for doing those. We had some fun at those. My sister Jessica used to put those together.
There you go.
But you went to one where like it's like a restaurant, like a dinner. I've heard of those.
Yeah, it was like a dinner.
You went to one of those a long time ago, I think.
Yeah, it was a dinner, and they had their own actors, and then you had to figure out who did it and all that.
Do we have any other reseller stuff? I just got a notification before we went on like a $6 item. The old item not received, but even though shipping says it was delivered. They won't. They just don't even let you update the tracking now. It's just like automatically taken care of these days. It feels like it's nothing to worry about. But it's like a $6 item. Like, come on, it's a bird whistle or a bird. Yeah, like a bird call.
Yeah, I don't know. I knock on wood. I sent out a jersey that was going to an LeBron James jersey, but it was going to an apartment building in New York City. So,
Oh
I don't
boy,
know.
there's a
Yeah.
history there, huh? You've had trouble with that before.
Yep. So, Crossing my fingers with that one. So
Dan, no code reds or anything or any.
Well, I was
from the
wanting to know
reselling
more about
standpoint.
your how your whatnot show went.
My whatnot shows I'm happy with. I have a plan for whatnot. The new way I'm looking at it and a plan. I think I'm determined to build some kind of following again, even though I'm not likable. I'm going to build some kind of following on there. Stop saying it, Jimmy. So I want to build some, because it was fun. I had fun. I joke around. We have some fun, and then we're selling some things really low, but I don't care. It's stuff that I've had for a while, and some of the stuff I know people are going to be able to make some money on. I'm fine. Like, do that. Take it and put it on eBay. But my plan is I'm going to go all Macari on you right here with whatnot. My plan is to just keep running this stuff that stuff that either I haven't had time to mess with, or I'm ready to move out of my eBay store or whatever, and just sell it on whatnot once a week, and then just leave those funds alone. Like I'm not worrying about that money until like literally the end of the year, just to see how much money I can make. Like in the most of a year, this will be most of a year. Just like how much can I make just running a show every week instead of worrying about weekly, like, oh man, this week sucked and this week didn't suck. Like, I'm just going to look at it at the end of the year. Like, I don't need that $80 that I made yesterday. I don't need it. Like, it can just stay there. Right. So I'm just going to leave it there. What I want to do is get an idea. What's that?
You're just going to leave it in whatnot?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
I wouldn't leave money on that.
Maybe I'll put it somewhere else. Maybe I'll move
I was watching Commonwealth Picker video today, and like he said, I never thought when you go to garage, because we didn't talk about garage selling at all. Again, we were supposed to talk about garage selling. We went straight to estate sales, but I was watching a video and he was talking about he keeps a complete different bank account just for garage sales, like his garage sale money goes like.
I have a business account that I do anything business related. I do out of it.
But like, so when you take out money for your garage sale, like I went garage selling a couple times. Like I've been garage selling, but it's not like I kind of like, it's a nice day. I want to go like, I think I mentioned this last week too. I'll go to garage sales on my way to the thrift store and I'll stop at a few, but then ultimately my ultimate goal is to end up at the thrift store. But I would take money out of my account and I would just, write like, this is my garage sale money.
No, I recommend I do recommend to you, Dan, to have a separate account. It makes things.
No, I have a separate account. But
okay.
He has a separate account that's garage.
Or garage, just garage.
Yeah.
I do everything out of my business. Like I do thrift store money and garage sale money come out of my business account. So I don't have that.
I don't mind. I'm not crazy.
You're not crazy. I'm sorry.
I
was wondering. I apologize.
No, he has like a total separate account. Yeah, I have like I have a bank account and I have a credit card that's strictly for my.
Did he say why he does it to keep to better way to?
It was something to do with the cost of goods. I hopefully I'm not mistaken on that. Like I'm not speaking for him. He said it was no tax advice. It was just something about. I guess some people don't keep separate accounts. Like I've kept a separate account since I started. When I initially started, I did all cash. And then I have everything go through my PayPal. And then I set up a special PayPal account that was all my eBay funds. And then when we went to whatever
managed payments,
I have my all mines. And then I pay myself twice, like bi-weekly.
I guess I'll say, because with the whatnot thing, I guess if things start taking off and I start doing really well, like if I become the next Paul Philly Flipper on whatnot. And it starts to look, the money does start to look really good on there, then maybe I'll change my plan. But right now, $80-$100 a show, like I just want to get an idea.
You put it into like a
what I can make in a year on there, just doing basic once a week shows, like instead of worrying about each show. That makes sense.
You cash it out once a month and put it into like a savings account or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And then you get like some kind of don't buy. I took money and I put it. I had bought stocks in the 2020 and then I'm
GameStop or what?
No. Like just the worst one. Well, I have Disney, and that's like down,
we
I think
talked about that.
50%. And then DraftKings was another one I bought. Now I don't buy. I put it all. I put money into it's M1 Finance. Have you ever heard of that? It's like
No.
stock. It's like sharing stock. So you put a percentage of amount of money into instead of buying like then I do, what do you call those things? Where it's under like tech. And so it'll all be with like Apple, Microsoft, and stuff like that. It's all in there, and that does well. So if
I'm learning about this stuff right now, actually.
You took all that money out of there and you put it into one of those accounts. Then after a year, all that little bit of money will grow. Like dividends. I do dividend stuff. Like I just got paid like $13 last week for my dividends from last month for one of my things. Like, and I don't have like a ton of money over there.
You're gonna start one of those Wall Street YouTube channels.
No. I don't know. I don't know enough about that stuff.
And the Dow and the Nasdaq and all that stuff. I don't know. That's all foreign language.
You like want me not to be a reseller? You're trying to make me mayor, leader, financial advisor.
No, I'm just having fun with you now. Hey, but you made me think of a question I want to ask you, because you were talking about what started you in reselling was cards and stuff.
Well, that was one version of my reselling. Like I've done, it didn't get me. Right. I mean, it was just like I got out of like kind of garage sale items, and then I was focused on collecting cards, and then I was doing like baseball prospecting, and then All right. So.
I'm the worst, absolute worst with cards. I buy cards at the worst times. I buy cards when they're high.
Oh yeah.
Half of the cards I own are worth nothing because
the Tug McGraw collection is.
Well, now that Dan badmouthed him and said he was a deadbeat and everything else, so
he's gonna plummet.
Yeah,
I just wanted because, like, Dan, you ended up doing clothes. Like and I'm guessing you're on clothes because the return on the money that you can make selling clothes. Right?
My business, when I got into like this kind of reselling again, everybody I watched on YouTube, no one was. Like they kind of stayed away from clothes, and like clothes are the worst. Yeah. And then when you talk to people, most people like they started with clothing or whatever, and then I got into it. Clothing has been the best thing I've ever done. Okay. It was just I was scared to death when I first went to the thrift store. Clothing used to be the last thing I would look at, and then I would just look for stuff I liked, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good stuff to sell. But then as I've just done it for a few years, I've come down to like stuff I'm comfortable with and I know will sell and decent. Right. Like, I mean, I'll find good brand here and there, but a lot of stuff is just kind of off of just, I've kind of learned what I should buy and what I shouldn't buy. And there are times where it's slow, but my sales have never been better. But I don't know if I would have got into something else, if that would have been better, because I've been a better reseller since I started. It's been like 3 years now, almost 3 years of clothes. Like that first year, I had no idea what I was doing, but all I knew was I didn't want to do clothes. Like that was it. Clothes.
Is there any part of it like you did with cards? Is there any part of it you really enjoy? Do you enjoy doing clothes? Is it just kind of like
the process of clothes? I like it better. It's I'm looking at a pile of stuff that I have for a Whatnot show tonight, and it's just like this. The amount of stuff that's right there is like 40 items, and to have it stored someplace wouldn't be feasible because all that stuff, it probably is not going to sell super fast on eBay.
Right.
And I was running out of storage space, but like 40 pieces of clothing, you can fit those in a couple, like 2 bins and be done. Like this stuff probably like 4 or 5, like, I don't know if I can, I don't want to turn my thing around.
For those of you listening, he's not going to turn his camera.
It's not, I mean, it's going to be like 5-6 bins. I feel like it's like so much stuff. It just would take up way too much room. The shipping is before I used to shipping process would take me forever. Like I kind of have that same feeling when I do the Whatnot show. My shipping it's getting better now that I've kind of learned, because Whatnot, the shipping takes a little time to learn, and I'm more comfortable with it. Like now I've unbundled a few items when people buy things, and before I was like walking around looking for a box. But like when you're selling clothes, you have a few poly mailers and poly bags, and then you get everything into one IKEA bag, and hopefully more. But it's not hard. It's not really that difficult to go do.
What about the picking, the sourcing part? Like that's the part. That's what. Just because I want to say, like, you mentioned someone like me that I don't enjoy clothes as much anymore, and the main thing is, like, especially like a thrift store picking bread and butter clothes. I just don't have any. There's no enjoyment at all when I'm find myself doing that, and I don't do it at all anymore, really, except for at the bins. And even at the bins, when I find bread and butter brands, they're good brands. I just call them bread and butter. I'll give them to my friends that I know there that sell that stuff. I won't even keep it for myself. It's just not fun for me. Like,
I'm in that boat too, Jim, because I feel like clothes are everywhere. You can buy clothes everywhere. Every thrift store has them. Pretty much every yard sale has them. Every estate sale has them. I just wish I enjoyed Dan enjoys that process of I hate taking pictures of it. I hate the measurements of it. I still don't, after all this time of reselling, when I do sell clothes, I don't even know how to measure an inseam. You know what I mean? Like, where's the inseam start? Some people started at the zipper. Some people started right at like where the crotch is. I don't know. And then I feel like I get the most questions about can you measure the leg opening? Can you measure the shoulder from the shoulder?
I had someone ask me to measure the top of the foot on a pair of shoes the other day, and like we talk about a lot where people. So it was a slow day. Yeah. And I was like, well, I'm like, maybe they'll buy it, so I'm gonna do it. So I got up, and luckily I had the shoes in here, and I did it, and just ghost town from them. And I'm like,
yeah. So I know that helped. I know that happened. But on the flip side, like in my head, which is, it's hard to anybody to understand, but like, there's no testing involved in clothing. There's no, like all that takes extra time too. I just wish I enjoyed the process of laying out the clothes, taking a picture of it, because the shipping's great. I mean,
I was just gonna say there's that part that I can't get past but when I sell an article of clothing, like if I could do a backflip, I would, because I know it's gonna be so easy to ship. Like it's just gonna be like fold it up, slap it in a bag, and it's out the door.
Like, I already have it bagged up too.
Yeah, I have mine bagged up.
Got ahead of that game.
Yeah, so I have it bagged up, and I just take it, put it in a poly mail, and you send it out.
Oh man, I love it. But I do like selling the. I mean, it's some of the other stuff. Like, I like taking pictures of the other stuff is a lot easier.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no. I was just. I mean, I could you could just take a bunch of. I think last week I went to the bins, and then it was all. I didn't do clothing that day. It was so the bins. It's just kind of. I don't really look for a lot of clothes at the bins. By the time I get to clothes, I go in there for shoes, and then I start looking through hard goods, and then by the time I'm kind of tired and done with it, and then I'll take a quick walk through the clothes just to see if anything really sparks my eye.
Right.
And but so I came home and I got 15 listings I think done in one day, and like I can do that with clothes, but I got it done super fast because it was a lot of stuff was just kind of wipe it down from dusting, and clothing takes a little bit longer to. I don't wash everything, but if it needs to get washed, and then I don't want to list anything with wrinkles. If you see anything in my store that looks wrinkled, I've tried my best to get.
And I just took pictures of the clothes, and some of them have wrinkles in it.
I hate the wrinkles, but sometimes it's just.
I use
I have a steamer right here.
I used a wrinkle spray. I know it's a little.
There's a wrinkle spray.
Yeah, it's like downy
wrinkle. Work on like humans. I got some.
I have a steamer, but I've never used it.
No, you just spray it on there,
You don't use your steamer. So how do you get the wrinkles out? Just throw it in
the dryer. Just throw it in the dryer.
You don't have to put it in the dryer for that spray, Joe. You just spray it.
No, you just spray it on there, stretch it out a little bit.
Static electricity spray or something?
No, it's downy wrinkle release. I think it's called.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I need that.
I use it on my
Not
regular
just for my reselling, for my
my regular clothes.
All the time.
I do it all the time. I'll take a t-shirt or a sweatshirt out of the drawer. It's wrinkled or whatever. I spray it. Wring it out a little bit and smooth it out, and the wrinkles are gone.
Joe be walking around. He be walking around like with no wrinkles out. Joe be walking around smooth, just like wrinkle free. I'm walking around here with wrinkles in my shirt and my pants, and my socks are wrinkled.
But I do like it. Good.
It's Downy wrinkle release spray. It's not cheap, but it's worth it for me. I mean, you can get it on Amazon, you can get it at Target, whatever.
So Dan, spray 50% off day at the thrift. You're in the clothing section. Do you look at every article of clothing? Like, do you go hanger by hanger?
Sometimes I'll go I'll go the day before and
Oh, you're like, yeah, like
look at. I'll go because
scouting it out.
within a few. So like if it's next weekend during the week, I'll go to a few different stores, kind of check out what they have, and then see where I want to start that day, and then I go. I usually start with jeans, and then
Oh,
I don't go through everything, but I mean, I scan through as fast as I can through a bunch of stuff, and I spend like an hour in each of them. But those days I typically will only mess with clothing because then like by the time I'll have my cart full of stuff. But some days I'm like I don't want to mess with I don't want to mess with the sale, and I'll just go to or I might be busy. I might not be able to get to all the stores I want to. So I'll go out during the week and then I'll buy like exactly like I'll know I bought everything I felt was good enough, and then I don't know how much more they're gonna get. If it's sales Saturday, I'll go up there Friday, and they're not gonna put out a bunch of stuff. I swear mine takes stuff off the shelf.
Oh, for the sale day.
I swear they do that. I swear.
Dan, I think you have to go to yard sales because you telling that, like, I just think you're gonna with like brand name stuff, and I see it all the time. And a lot of times it's like $1 free or $2. Your average sell price, I think, is or purchase price is gonna go down, and you're gonna walk up to that one salesman, and they're just gonna have clothes everywhere, and the price is gonna be cheap, and it's gonna be nothing but good name brand stuff.
I'm gonna work
and
on.
We're gonna be hearing woohoo from all the way over here.
I'm gonna work on getting my garage. So that's what I was gonna mention earlier. So right now I'm messing. I helped my brother and I helped a friend clear out some stuff last year, and I got to take whatever I wanted. So I just kind of took everything, and then I've sorted through it, looking for stuff that and it's not everything's great, not everything's bad. Some stuff's not really worth listing, but there's been times where I'm like, all right, I gotta list this because I took it and it's been sitting here and it will make some money, and it was good. But I had a bunch of stuff from that, and then I have stuff just from getting into this. Just my garage was kind of where I have everything stored in my garage was at one point it was in a different spot, and I just kept on expanding and growing. It just taking up space in my garage. And we had a flood, and so I'm just kind of in a really bad spot. And then we like one I was like, I'm gonna clean this up. And then one year we sided the house, and that we hired like dum-dums to do it, and they like
Dum-dums?
Yeah, the guys are crazy. They're like crackheads. Came and did our siding. And like it took like 6 months to do it. So like we couldn't clean out.
Dum-dums.
We couldn't clean
Did you
out
have anything missing from the house? Like, did you?
No, we didn't let them in the house, but they were outside. Like they hung out. But the one time I was like, man, I was looking at my back of my house. They didn't cut out. They put the siding over the dryer exhaust. Like
Oh my gosh!
And I'm like, like
not
there's no
safe.
spot for the heat to come out of the dryer. And they're like, oh, I'm sorry, boss. And they was like,
if you had a gas dryer, that's dangerous. Like that's seriously dangerous.
I think it's electric.
All right, good.
But it still didn't seem very safe.
You hired dum-dums to do your siding.
The guys, they were, they were outside. They were around the house for months. Like the best time.
They set up camp. They were sleeping in the backyard.
They were awful. It was awful. This is back when I had my old dog Oscar, and he barked all the time. So like I would have to go over to my mom's house. So like I'd take Oscar over to my mom's house and hang out over there because they would just be banging on the walls like outside all day. It was Joe, you remember that, right?
Yeah, I remember.
It was just so anyway. I don't want to like get into that too much, but it was like at the end of summer, beginning of fall. They were here until like it was like the end of fall, and I was supposed to clean out my garage that summer. And then it was most of the time, like I don't know how much I spend more time trying to make sure I'm listing stuff and making sales. I don't take time to like organize and get my stuff together.
Yeah, that's my biggest thing too. Is organization is so I get it organized, and within a week it's messed up again.
But I want to make sure so right now I've been clearing out without the recycling. Now I've been throwing stuff away, getting rid of things, and filling up that recycle can of extra trash every month because we only had 2 trash cans. One was recycling, one was trash. Like I didn't have like a lot of time I didn't have a lot of space to throw. I mean, I'd throw here and there, would be able to get rid of stuff, but I had a bunch of stuff that had just been sitting here to get rid of stuff. So once I do that, I'll have more space to to be able to
you're
maybe not just focus on clothing or
100% right though, because when you start going to yard sales and you start coming home with carloads full of stuff, like your trunk and your back seat is full, you're gonna need that, or you're not gonna be able to. You're gonna be like, where am I putting this stuff? I got it now. Where do I put it?
Driving around with shoes all in my trunk for a few weeks now because I work. I don't know how big this room is, but trying to do a whatnot show in here. When I went to yesterday, I put shoes in my trunk today because they're still in there because I had 2 IKEA bags, but I'm doing a whatnot show tonight. Like, there's not enough room to do all that in here today. Like, it's just not enough room.
How many of us are driving around with Death Pile in our trunk right now?
Oh, definitely.
In the comments, let us know how many of you have some Death Pile in your car right now. I think we all do. Like, we all have a little bit in there.
Does it stink? Smell like dirty shoes. The Saturday was nice. Saturday was like 50 degrees here. It was so nice. I cleaned 20 pairs of shoes. So I listed 10 Saturday, 10 Sunday. It was amazing.
Dang, you're getting some. That's why your sales are looking good though. You gotta get those shoes out of there before it gets warm though, because then it's gonna really.
What, out of the garage? I mean, out of the trunk?
Your car, yeah.
So it's supposed to rain until that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping there's some sales this weekend, but we're supposed to have rain like the entire week.
Not looking good.
So I know a few years ago when I first got back in 2019 was when I first got into. This is when I started donating stuff from my room from the first time I was into reselling, and that's when I was like, That's when I found Cincinnati Picker and I was really watching like picking videos. And I was like I was working, so I'd only go out like Thursday. I was off Tuesday, Wednesday, and I would go out Thursday morning to some sales to try to get to look around. And but it rained so much, like it just kept on raining for a while. So I mean,
that's been a challenge out here for me too. The Midwest is.
I'm gonna try my best to stick with the bins this month. Hopefully, because I hate going to 50% off sales, but I have to because I need that price point that they give for those days. But I'd rather go if they had stuff more. If I could pay $5 to $7 on things to flip it for like $20, like I would be way more happy to pay full price. To be honestly, than to that's what it used to be, and then I would go on half off days, and my buy cost would be $3 or $4, like $2, $3, $4, and then I was like, oh, that's great. But then those days I would miss a sale because I'm like, it's okay. Like I can turn 5 into 20. Like I'm okay with that. Like I'm fine with that.
I'm excited for the future of this podcast because I look forward to like some of your results from yard sales, because one thing I have noticed and why I feel like my sales are hurting a little bit is because my main sourcing this winter has been the bins and thrift stores. And while I'm doing pretty good at those places, the quality of goods is still way down and the value of goods is still way down. And like, I just haven't been listing as good of stuff the stuff I find at yard sales. And so I look forward to you just kind of going out to sales and updating us on how much stuff and how good yard sales have been for you. I'm hoping I'm right. I'm hoping like Tim talked a little bit about it. Like I'm hoping we're right and you just knock it out of the park this year at yard sales and start finding, great deals and great items.
I have to before I finally listed that bat this last weekend.
Oh yeah,
you listed the bat?
I ordered. I was gonna list it, and then I ordered those boxes. They're kind of expensive.
They are. They're good to have around too, though. Then
I bought like 20. I did the link, whatever one I put in the link, because it was hard when I was trying to find a link. But I was like, I don't need that many boxes, but I'm hoping I'll find some. Now I need to find some bats.
And golf clubs now.
And golf clubs is fitting there.
The 36 by 5 by 5.
Crazy.
Yeah. Do I have some? Yeah. I think I have a golf club over here. I'll have to check.
I sold a Masters hat because the Masters is coming up.
Yeah.
A vintage made in the USA. I got $75 for that sucker.
Nice.
I forgot one of my better sales over the weekend was that Masters.
Oh, that was just this weekend.
Masters. Dan knows Masters clothes sell really good.
Yeah, I had the last. It was
Augusta.
It starts this weekend, right? Is it this?
Yes.
Weekend?
Is it this weekend or next weekend?
I think it's.
I don't remember.
Coming up.
Yeah. I think it's next weekend. I'm not sure.
Wait, hold on.
It's definitely this month. Masters.
It's in April, but Oh yeah.
April
sold
11th. Yeah, next weekend. 11th.
Next
to the
weekend?
14th, yeah.
Okay. I sold
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. And I've had that hat I had it during the last Masters and it didn't sell, but I was like, I'm holding out.
it's like a quarter zip.
Oh, quarter zip.
What kind of material is that? Like that breathable?
Yeah, I felt like it was. I sold it a few weeks ago.
Okay.
Yeah, it was light. I sold it for $40, like in a day. I kept on having it in my piles. It was the last 50% off sale. And I was like, I got to get this up. I had taken picture early, and then I kept on taking pictures, and so I kind of worked backwards in my phone of stuff I take pictures, and I just was taking so many pictures. Huh?
I do the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so then it kept on, and I was like, oh, I need to just list it because it's gonna sell. The Masters is coming, and then I finally got to it, and it was sold like super fast. And anyway.
How about that bat? Did you get any interest on that bat yet?
I don't think so. I just because I was gonna list it last week, and then I was scared it would just sell without
a box,
without having the box.
So I had to wait for the box, and then I finally got the box, and then I have a bat in my trunk. I found. So I gotta check to see if
pile in the trunk.
I have a bat next to my. I have a bat next to my bed also with a sock on it.
With a
I watched it last year. When I talked about the someone kicked my door and I thought someone was breaking into my house. I thought that was it. I started sleeping with a bat next to me, and then I was watching some videos and stuff. They said put a sock on it, so if you try to hit someone with the bat, if they grab it, the sock will come off, and then you can hit them with the bat again. You put a sock on your bat.
Dan is all gangster on us right now. So you said with the sock on it. I thought you said.
No, I have one person that viewed my bat. That was it.
So you put the sock on there so you can't grab. Dan, you're the man, dude.
I'm not. No, I didn't listen. Oh, I do have to say, if you
he's
made
got
it
some street credibility just now, like that just gave him some street credit.
Because I don't want you guys just to
cut me off
and stop this podcast before. This Friday, I'm gonna do I got invited to that whatnot
me too.
Yeah, though it's like the Midwest raid train.
Yeah.
Still across the US. I just got invited last night. Well, actually, Paul the Philly Flipper, I don't know if he listens all the way down. He had messaged me last week about it, and I just totally ghosted him. And I apologized, and then he got me back in. But I'm gonna I'm gonna sell all my vintage clothes that I had. Ooh. That I just don't think vintage stuff like does well. But you have to sell like stuff like, well, it's supposed to be some kind of Midwest theme, but I have like some vintage stuff that's like some Hoosier stuff. But that Looney Tunes shirt from Indiana University, I'm gonna sell it. Whatever I'm gonna get for it, I'm just gonna sell it because I'm just not a vintage person. But I just want to say that to anyone who wants.
So when's this Friday?
It's Friday afternoon. I'm out at 4:20. Smoke it up, yo.
It's like the street cred just keeps growing right now. Dan is a hustler. He's a gangster.
He does it all.
No, I wanted to tell. I'm not saying you have to come and but I just want to put that out there. Like if I'm gonna try my best. Like it's not all gonna be vintage clothing. I'm still because my head started turning. Like what can I sell? And I'm like I really want to. Like you know what? I had an idea. I mapped out. I went through my inventory a few weeks ago. And I mapped out like how many items do I have, and I don't have a ton of vintage items, but I'm like this is a perfect time because it's only like a 20-minute show. Like, it's a perfect time to do like I probably have 10, 15, 20 items that are vintage that I'm like I can get through.
Sudden death, or are you gonna do the time?
No, because I want, but like I don't think I just want I'm hoping it'll all be good. Like I mean not all good, but like it just seemed I'm trying to think of different things. Like it's supposed to be stuff.
Yeah, make it fun. Are you gonna?
Well,
you'll be in the middle of the day. You can go out on the town. They said to go out on the town.
I'm not going to go out on the town. Are you serious?
Go live from downtown somewhere.
The beat? Not the last time I went to Chicago. I think it was the time I got mugged. I think.
Yeah,
I don't remember. I should go on the train. I'll do the whatnot from the south.
That's a great idea.
I'm not going to do that. The service will be like cutting out like you are cutting out. Are you on a train right now? I'm going to do it from my room. I can't record in public. You think I'm gonna be able to do a whatnot show in public?
No, actually, yeah. That'd be hard to keep it organized.
No,
you could preload all your stuff and not have it in your hand. Just say, like they'd have to go look at the pictures, but that wouldn't work.
That would be. You could put it. I don't know. I'm not gonna do.
No, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be.
Are you on it, Jimmy? What time?
Yeah, I'm at on Friday at 8 Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah, but it's gonna be like a whole day thing. So like. Go on there and
It's
whatnot.
4
like,
days. It's 4 days.
Yeah, like 4 days. They're doing the West and the Midwest and the East. And so like sellers from all those regions are just like 20 minutes. Then they're going to raid the next person. It's just a big raid train. They're going to raid. And then when they get to mine, everybody's just going to disappear. They're going to have to reset when they're doing my sale.
See, that's the kind of stuff you got to be a little more positive thinking, Jimmy.
No, I'm going to have fun. I'm going to go buy some, like I have some Ohio State stuff. I'm going to go, someone suggested like buying like stuff from your local market. I'm going to go down to my local market and look for some like local food or candy or whatever to sell on there. So that'll be fun. I actually really like the idea.
That's stuff you're going to sell during your auction?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Are you going to sell like your normal stuff?
No, I'll put it in the auction just for fun.
Oh, okay. No, I was curious. I'm just because my head start like it was all so it's Tuesday right now and the thing's on Friday, so it's like I didn't really I don't
like I wish I had a Buc-ee's near me. If I had like a Buc-ee's, I'd go buy just a couple of Buc-ee's plush. Well, I don't even care if I make money or not. I would just be like and auction them off because
I don't want to lose money, but
well, I mean, they're starting to work their way west, but like when I was in Colorado, we didn't have Buc-ee's. They just now opened one. One of my friends he went to the one out there, but they didn't have a Buc-ee's.
What do they have? What do they have in your area?
Sheets. I don't even want to say the name of the big gas station in the Denver area. It's terrible.
No, I meant where you're at right now.
Oh, we don't have anything out here.
Well, all right. What's the one in Denver then?
I don't remember. It's terrible.
No, I was gonna have a few giveaways that were kind of.
It's coming though.
Midwestern, but I was just gonna do. I thought it would be nice because maybe some people. It's because some of my vintage stuff is stuff from IU, Chicago Bears stuff. Like even if you're only into vintage things, like that's still cool. Even though you might not be a Bears fan, like I have a cool Jimmy.
There's a huge market for it too. There's a huge market.
I don't know. I have a Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville like single stitch. Should I put that in there?
Ooh.
I don't know.
You'll figure. I mean, you're gonna have fun with it. There's gonna be a lot of people at your sales. There'll be a lot of people at all the sales. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So everybody, go check out Dan and the Man on Whatnot and Old School Flips on Whatnot. Check out that raid train, Joe. Eventually, we'll be shouting you out on Whatnot. I think maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
But just sign up.
Hang out with us next time on the Reseller Leftovers podcast.